Comfortably to Fabregas. Surely now, Spain have won the World Cup for the first time in history. Andres Iniesta.
As kids, we all imagined our lives as pro footballers. We all had that dream of playing the World Cup final and scoring the winning goal. And by the time we grew up, we all realized that the dream of lifting the World Cup trophy is just a dream that only a handful of players will experience in their lives. So here's the question I couldn't stop thinking about. What are the odds of a kid born today becoming a world champion? And lucky for you guys, I actually did the math and the answer may surprise you. In the 96 years since the World Cup was created, these are the only players to ever win the World Cup. Only 471 players managed to lift that trophy out of the 5 billion men who walked the earth in the last century. That is merely 1 in 10 million. So, you know how rare it is to win the World Cup. The chance of a kid born today being part of a team that reaches and wins the World Cup is really close to zero. But it is not zero. The proof? Every 4 years we get new players added to that exclusive club. So, I took a deep dive into the numbers to find out exactly how lucky a kid born today needs to be to get a chance to touch that legendary trophy. And here is what I found. To be a World Cup winner, a kid basically has to pass through 5 big filters. Before he can do anything, he has to grow up. Specifically, he has to make it to 17. But why 17? Because that's the youngest anyone has ever played at a World Cup. A kid named Norman Whiteside is the youngest ever to play in a World Cup. So 17 is the earliest the door could even open for him. And obviously, you can't win the World Cup without playing in the World Cup. And here's the good news. For most of the world, this filter is almost a free passage. Globally, a kid who's born today has about a 95% chance of reaching 17. So, we've barely lost anyone. Easy one to pass. Now the second filter. He has to become a professional footballer. Not famous, not good, just professional with a contract. So, how many professional footballers actually exist? FIFA literally counted. They went through all 211 countries and added up every professional male footballer on earth. About 129,000 pros on the whole planet. That's every paid footballer in every league, in every country combined. That 129,000 is how many pros exist right now. A pro footballer's career only lasts on average about 8 years before the body gives up. So, in any given year, only 16,000 new spots open up. And how many kids are out there fighting for them? About 64 million a year. Do that math and you find that only 1 in 4,000 makes it to professional football. And that leaves us with only 1 in 4,200 chances. One filter and we just went from basically everyone to 1 in 4,000. And we've got 3 filters left. Okay, say he beats the odds. He's a pro. Somewhere out there, our guy is getting paid to play. Now, he has to be good enough to play for his country, the national team. So, of all those professionals, how many ever get the call? Think about it. Every country runs basically one senior team, 26 players in the squad. Multiply that across all 211 nations, and you get roughly 6,000 internationals active at any time. 6,000 out of 129,000 pros. That's about 8% who will ever earn a cap. And 8% feels low until you realize why it's so low. And this part is kind of beautiful. The countries with the most professionals are places like Mexico, Spain, and England. So, if you're one of them, you are not competing with your country. You're competing with an army of guys exactly as good as you for the same 26 shirts. 1 in 50,000. We're climbing now. Filter 4, and this is the one that quietly decides almost everything. And here's the brutal part. There are 211 nations. The World Cup takes 48, about 1 in 5. For the average national team player on Earth, there's only a 22% chance in any given cycle that his team is even there. Now, pay attention. If you play for Brazil, you qualify basically every time. But if you play for, let's say, India, you basically never do. Hold on to that, we're coming back to it, and it's the best part of the whole video. Last filter. He survived. He went pro, he made it to the national team, his team qualified, he's at the World Cup. Now, he just has to win the entire thing. So, let's do it cleanly. Per tournament, the average national team player has a 1 in 211 shot at the trophy among every nation on Earth. That means it does not matter if the World Cup is 32 teams or 48 or even 64. Expanding the tournament helps you get there. It does absolutely nothing for your odds of winning it. One champion among 211, always. And on average, a player only gets one shot at the World Cup. Almost everyone plays in only one World Cup except some players like Messi and Ronaldo who managed to play in 5 World Cups. And that is the last filter. The odds of a kid born today to win the World Cup are 1 in 7.4 million. But that's the worldwide number. Unfortunately, football is heavily influenced by geography. A kid born in France does not have the same odds of winning the World Cup as a kid born in Africa or Asia. That is the reality. Now, if 1 in 7 million doesn't feel like a lot to you, you are about 480 times more likely to be struck by lightning in your life than to win the World Cup. You are 3 times more likely to become a billionaire than to win the World Cup. But you still have a better chance than winning the lottery, which has odds of about 1 in 300 million. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.